I've asked myself this question a lot about 20 years ago. Is it worth it to farm Nightmare Mephisto, or should you jump immediately to Hell instead? Well, I've just completed 1,000 runs and I will show you some amazing loot that I found. I just started playing Diablo 2 Resurrected again, and before trying to finish the Hell difficulty, I decided to farm Nightmare Mephisto to get some upgrades. The majority of the loot that I found was obviously not very good, but I still managed to get some upgrades and a few best in slot pieces here and there. So first of all, I will show you my stats, gear and build. I'm a level 67 sorceress, I use Blade of Alibaba, Peasant Crown for the +1 skill, the HP and mana, Eye of the Etlich Amulet, Moser Blessed Circle with 2 P diamonds to help me with the resists because I was afraid of getting one-shotted by Mephisto, Kehigan's Wisdom that I was lucky enough to find in my dozen runs of Hell and Dariel, Mage Fist, Raven Frost, Gold Wrap, Low MF Naggled Ring, and Silkweave Boots for the faster run speed and the increased mana that I badly needed at the time. That brings me to a total of 119 magic find. I also have some charms to help me with some resists. As for my build, I'm just a generic Blizzard sorceress. Also, I need to mention that I have not played Diablo 2 in a very long time and I might make a few mistakes here and there. Don't hesitate to bash me in the comments. Okay, enough talking, let's jump into the loot highlight now. On run 19, I find my first unique ring. Unfortunately, it turns out to be a manhold. I'm obviously looking for a Stone of Jordan, but with my magic find it only has 1 out of 8,351 chances to drop on NM Mephisto. Only 6 runs later, on run 25, I found a useless unique bow, but also the Trang Claws for the Necromancer. On run 32, I found another unique ring. This time it was a Naggled ring, but with very bad magic find. On run 55, I found a Tal Rasha mask, which has a very surprising drop rate of 1 chance in 324 on Nightmare Mephisto. On run 79, I found a Witch Wild String, which is a very solid bow for low-level Boazons. 10 runs later, on run 89, I found a Razor Tail, which is the best possible belt for Amazons, especially Javazons. Unfortunately, it's Eth, but still a very nice drop with a drop chance of only 1 in 1088. On the run 102, I found a nice little amulet that was definitely a huge upgrade for me, giving me an additional 80 mana and 36 poison resist. Then on run 126, I had my first major upgrade, Lidless Wall. The enhanced defense stat is pretty bad, but I was still very happy with that drop. NM Mephisto has 1 chance out of 781 to drop it. Only 4 runs later, on run 130, I found something that I really underestimated at first, Hone Sunden. I didn't know that the 45% crushing blow made this a very good mercenary item, and the 195 enhanced damage is extremely good. 3 shale runes in there and I have an excellent budget mercenary weapon. On run 154, I found a nice little magic find upgrade, Chance Guards. The magic find could be better, but that's still an upgrade. That brings my magic find to 152. Only 3 runs later, on run 157, I find another lidless wall. The enhanced defense is still far from perfect, but a lot better than the first one I found. On run 164, I found a Haemusu's adamant that I will use on my mercenary later, along with a small charm giving me an additional 7% lightning resist, which will be much needed for hell. Then 3 runs later, on run 167, I found my first killer grand charm, 1 passive and magic skills for Amazons. Then on the run 175, I found something that was extremely surprising. I found a gold wrap, but also a Lum rune. That rune has only 1 chance out of 2,323 to drop from NM Mephisto. On run 189, I found a massive item for Amazons, Valkyrie Wing. The stats could be better, but it's still an amazing Amazon item that only has 1 chance out of 2,839 to drop from NM Mephisto. I also gained a level a little bit before that run, so I gained 1 MF and I am now standing at 153 magic find. Then on run 226, I found a Moser's Blessed Circle. Not amazing stats, but still a very nice shield if you need to increase your resists, especially for hardcore, and it has 1 chance to drop out of 1004. On run 272, I found the unique amulet Crescent Moon. Not a commonly used amulet, but can be useful if you need the mana leech. Then 2 runs later on 274, I found another very useful item for me, the Tal Rasha belt. The magic find is pretty good with 14%. Then on the next run, I found a very small upgrade, but still an upgrade nonetheless. A small charm with 5% magic find, which brings my MF to 158. On the run 305, I found another very good Amazon item, Lycander's Flank, and the stats are almost perfect with 198 enhanced damage and 8% lifesteal. Only 4 runs later on the run 309, I found my biggest upgrade yet, War Traveler. The defense is pretty bad, but the 46 magic find is very acceptable. This has only one chance out of 2,795 to drop. I needed 7 points in strength to equip it, so I went to kill Pindleskin a few dozen times to get 2 more levels. Those 2 levels brought my magic find to 160, and the boots brought my total magic find to 206. On the run 348, I found another Amazon item, the Mavina belt. Then on the run 394, I found the Tal Rasha belt for a second time, but this time with the worst possible MF, which is 10. 18 runs later, on the run 412, I found my third lidless wall, but with horrible enhanced defense stats. I also found a flesh render, which could potentially be good for low-level werewolf furry druid, but I don't play druids, so I wouldn't know. Then on the run 422, I found the Tal Rasha mask for a second time, and I also found an amazing bow for Boazons, Gold Strike Arc, with extremely good enhanced damage of 244 and attack rating of 139. This bow has one chance out of 3,977 of dropping with 206 MF on Nightmare Mephisto. Then 10 runs later on run 432, I find another Naggled Ring, but this time with 26 MF, which brings my total MF to 210. On run 468, I find a green amulet, a unique ring, and a large charm all at the same time. The green amulet is only Iretha's color, but the ring is Ravenfrost and is a slightly better upgrade than the one I'm using. And the large charm gives me 16 to mana, so I decide to keep it. On the run 497, I get the unique Grim Helm Vampire Gaze, which is an amazing helm for the Act 2 mercenary. Unfortunately, the stats are not very good, but I'm still happy with it, and it has a drop chance of 1 in 2,568 runs. We are now midway through my 1000 runs, and I just want to thank you all for watching until that point. This is my first video of that kind, and I will keep making similar videos very soon. I want to do a 1000 Hell and Dariel runs, 1000 Hell Mephisto runs, and 1000 Pindleskin runs. I will also make a video pretty soon comparing different amounts of magic find, 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, and maybe 600 if I can. Please, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to my channel. I have only 50 subscribers at the time of uploading this, so I would be infinitely grateful if you clicked on the subscribe button. Thank you so much, and back to the loots. On the run 515, I found another surprising rune, a Fal rune. The drop rate on that is about 1 in 4,519. On the run 526, I found a very rare loot on Nightmare Mephisto, Sword Guard. With good stats, this could be pretty good. Unfortunately, the resist could be between 10 and 20, and it only got a 10. Still pretty rare drop with a drop rate of 1 in 3,994. On run 538, I found an item that I might include in my MF build later on, Steel Skull. It did not drop the best MF possible, but still that's more than nothing, and I'm happy with that drop. On run 541, I found Moser Blessed Circle again, but this time with slightly better defense as before. Then a few minutes later, on run 548, I found a unique lance, Spire of Honor, with almost perfect stats, which I believe is an okay budget weapon for the mercenary. On run 563, I found my third Tal Rasha mask. Then on run 601, I found a unique that I completely forgot existed, Duriel Shell. The stats are okay. I will keep it and I might use it on a mercenary at some point. Then on run 621, I found a Fal rune again. 8 runs later, on my run 629, I found another unique ring. Will that be my Stone of Jordan? Well, no, it's just another Manol. The very next run, I found something very rare, I couldn't believe it. No, I'm just kidding. They're just another Talrasha mask, my fourth one. On my run 661, I found another piece that I found many times before, the fourth lidless wall. Then on my run 728, I found the Mavinod Loves and a rare jewel with 12% damage to mana, which is worthless. 3 runs later, on run 731, I found the Peasant Crown, which is exactly what I'm using. Not excellent, but very good for low level when you have nothing else. On the run 738, I found a Grand Charm giving me 39 mana, which is nothing exceptional, but still very good for me at the time. That was an upgrade of almost 10% more mana. On my run 762, I found 2 uniques. The first one is Spirit Forge, which is an OK armor for your mercenary in early Nightmare if you have nothing better. And the second one is a second Hone Sundon. Unfortunately, the Hanen's damage is very low. Also, you might have noticed that I have a mercenary now. I forgot at the time, but in a few runs I will show you what he's using. On run 768, I found the Mavinod Loves again, twice in 40 runs. On my run 811, I found a unique ring, but it was only a Raven Frost. Then on the run 830, I got some Amazon stuff again. Sky Strike, which is a good little bow especially for low level multi-shot Boazons. I also got Kuko Shakaku, and it rolled a perfect 180 on the enhanced damage. Don't ask me why, but 20 years ago, that was my favorite bow when I was a kid. Maybe because the name sounded funny, I don't know. And as I said I would do, this is my mercenaries equipment. I know it's not the best choices, but as I said, I'm relearning to play the game after playing just a bit on and off in the past 2 decades. On the run 863, I found another Witch Wild String along with the Hell Rune. Then on run 904, I found another Moser Blessed Circle, the fourth one until now. On the run 923, I found a Necromancer item, Strangle's Wing. On the run 932, I found a weapon that I'll be using soon when I switch to fire, Hexfire. It is not the best weapon out there, but still an upgrade for my fire spec. Then on the run 953, I found a large charm with 10% cold resist. Nothing spectacular, but that will be of great help when I will start to clear hell. Then 4 runs later, on the run 957, I found another Alibaba sword. Useless for me, but still a pretty cool drop. On the run 978, I found another skiller and I almost missed it. Almost quit the game without seeing it. It's a +1 to offensive auras for paladins. And on the run 993, I found my 5th Talrasha mask. And that's it. I knew I could not expect to find the best items in the game, but I'm still surprised by some items that I found in these runs. All in all, I'm pretty happy, and I'm a bit more equipped to face hell now. Please, if you enjoyed this video, don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. And as I said, I will make more videos like this pretty soon. Thank you very much for watching.